Welcome to RB and Friends. My name is Rachel and this is RB. Today, we're going to be exploring the world of art and storytelling. There are so many ways to be creative in our world today, but there are also many jobs and professions where people get to make a living or get paid to be creative. But first, today, we have Zoe visiting us from Frost Elementary in Georgetown. Let's hear what she's interested in.
My name is Zoe Steen. I'm 9.5 years old and I'm in 4th grade. I go to Frost Elementary in Georgetown. My favorite subject is art, and I like art because I can express myself. When I grow up, I want to be a photographer. So there's photographers that take pictures of art, and then there's photographers that take pictures of people, and there's photographers that go and take pictures of like athletics, and then there's photographers that take pictures of food. A photographer spends most of their day editing and trying to get booked for appointments, and then they take pictures. At their appointments, they mainly have to focus on setting up and getting the best angle and make the people in the picture smile. Photographers wear comfy clothes and sneakers, and in their bag they have a camera, sometimes a backup camera, a stand, camera lenses and light meters, a ring light, and sometimes umbrellas or props. They use drones, and they use natural lighting and lighting that they bring. If it starts raining, some photographers have waterproof cameras, but if they don't, sometimes they just have to rebook it and cancel. You have to be good with people and angles, and you have to be very kind and joyful. I like Gordon Parks because he took pictures of life. Gordon Parks was the first Black photographer for Life magazine. He took pictures of people in everyday life. I think photographers are very important because they can capture moments that can be forgotten, but if you go back and look, you can like, oh, well, I remember that time.
Thanks for coming on our show, Zoe. Photography is an incredible profession. I absolutely love taking pictures of my friends, family, and the new places I visit with my camera. As Zoe said, there are many different types of photographers. Like photojournalists take photographs of news or important events that are happening here in Austin or anywhere in the world. Fun fact, Spider-Man is a photojournalist. There are event photographers who take pictures of big celebrations like birthday parties, anniversaries, weddings, but also professional sports and live concerts. There are fashion photographers who photograph models on runways and on sets. And another exciting field is aerial or drone photography, where you shoot from way high in the sky with drones to photograph mountains, cities, and beaches. In other words, there's lots you can capture and create as a photographer everywhere in our world today. RB, what about you? Do you like taking photographs? What's this? Oh, RB, thank you. What you got there? Oh, wow, RB. I love all these cameras and accessories. Should we pass along some photography tips to our friends? Awesome. We can show them how easy it is to take real professional-looking photographs with any camera. First, let's walk through some examples of different cameras you can use to create still photography. Here's an old school camera that is disposable, which means you use it only once, that shoots with actual film that's inside the camera. When you use this camera, you have to get your film developed at a photo lab. Back in the day, people used to have to send their photo rolls to film labs to process the photos to even be able to see them. Crazy, right? Most cameras can be bought and used digitally now, which means there is no film inside your camera, but rather a memory card that stores your photos in it. This camera is a point-and-shoot camera, and it's cool because you can see your frame or shot before you take the picture. There's a button you press when you want to take a picture right here. Thank you, RB. Digital photography is a huge industry nowadays. Here's an example of a fancier, much more expensive digital camera that allows you to change out lenses for different shots, like these. And here's one of my personal favorites, a Polaroid camera. These were invented and very popular in the 1980s and 1990s because it created one-of-a-kind instant photography. You could take a picture and boom, the actual photograph pops out and develops right away. Strike a pose, RB. Perfect. This Polaroid will literally develop right before our eyes. Just wait and see. Lastly, you probably see most pictures taken today by parents or friends on mobile or smartphones. Yep, technology is amazing, and these cameras inside these phones can shoot at very high resolutions. So you can have professional-looking photography and high-quality pictures from this device. Okay, now that we have a sense of how cameras work, here are RB's top tips for photography. Experiment with angles and have fun. As you take a camera and start to play around, try to shoot from different perspectives like up high or down low. Get in close for a close-up or further away for a wider angle. Think about moving around your subject to capture different angles and sides, as you never know what will pop or make the photography interesting to look at. Think about the background of your photography. You want to avoid messes or clutter in the background. For example, a trash can, messy bed, or anything that'll take away from your subject. Avoid things in the background coming out of your subject's head too. That's always a no-no. Hold your camera super straight and sturdy. When you hold a camera, you want it to be steady so the image isn't blurry. To properly hold your camera, you want to use two hands, like this. One on the side and one under. If you're still unstable, use a solid object to ground you or to lean on, like a table, or if you're outside, maybe a tree. And you want to make sure that the frame of your shot is straight and not crooked or uneven. Interesting photographs have cool things in them, but they need a visual point of interest, or what we call a focal point. Make sure you have identified your point of interest in the frame before you click. Remember, you can always step back or get closer to make the subject look or feel different in your frame. This is a biggie that can really make photographs look amazing. The rule of thirds is a very simple principle where you break up your frame into grids. The idea is that you want to compose your image with your subject or point of interest at the intersection of these dividing lines, or along one of the lines itself. So just think of this grid as you use your camera in the future, and voila, you're a photographer. Oh, I love this! RB wants you at home to try some of these tips in a fun assignment. Grab your camera with your parents' or guardians' permission, of course, and photograph 3 of your favorite things inside your house. It can be anything in your room, kitchen, or living room, and we want to see your pictures. So when you're done, please ask for help emailing them to us at riverbed@austincc.edu. We'll share them on our next show or on RB social channels. Oh, RB, I forgot. Dean Nevill wanted to talk with us today. We gotta go. We'll be back, kids.
Hi, RB. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Dean Tom Nevill. Thank you for joining us on our show today. We were getting lost in our photography session. We'll have to send you our pictures.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I love photography. You know, that's just one of the many disciplines we cover in arts, digital media, and communications area of study here at ACC.
Right? So for all the creative storytellers out there, what are some of the different programs that you oversee?
Well, that's such a great question because it's a very vast division, and we are one of the largest areas of ACC. We have over 4,000 annually in our programs. So we have programs that showcase more visual storytelling, like with fine art or photography. But when you add components like technology, maybe computers or digital video cameras, software, you can create moving video images that can tell stories as well. These programs are in disciplines like animation and game design, or even radio, TV, and film. It's here that our students learn to work as animators, directors, production designers, or screenwriters and tell their own stories.
Wow, I personally love cartoons and movies. It would be so cool to work in a field where you get to create worlds and characters with animators and actors. And we actually have a few radio, TV, and film students who work on our show at ACCTV. What about writing?
Yeah, we do have a creative writing program for students that want to do poetry or other sort of creative writing initiatives. We also have students that want to do journalism. We have journalism, which is writing news stories and covering events that happen around the world so the public can stay informed and in the know. Hey RB, do you like music? So music is also a big one, of course, because we live here in Austin, which is the live music capital of the world. We have many talented musicians that come through our music program to learn how to play musical instruments for the orchestra or for symphonies. There's also the music business, performance, and technology program, which trains students to be musicians or producers of music to create albums, to be in a band, or even as a solo artist.
Wow, what about performing arts?
Yes, we have dance and drama. So this is for dancers or people who like to create stories through movement, or actors who want to act out dramatic stories on the stage. Throughout each semester, each programs have performances like plays or musicals or dance concerts to showcase their work and talents.
That's incredible. What is your creative passion, Dean Nevill?
So my passion and my background is in percussion. So anything from the drum set to the marimba, to the snare drum and the timpani and the orchestra, all those great things that we love to play and hear and maybe make you want to dance.
That's wonderful. For our wonderfully creative kids out there today that are interested in these programs, what should they do now to continue to foster that talent? What advice do you have for them?
Yeah, keep creating. Whether you like to draw or paint or play an instrument or sing or dance, just stick to it. When you get older, being creative is one of the strongest things you can have.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on our show. We loved having you. Bye-bye for now.
Goodbye. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, RB and Rachel. I can't wait to be a photographer.
Do the river back dance and slide to the right. Do the river back dance and slide to the left. Do the R-B step. Do the R-B step. That's the way we get down here at ACC. Education is the key, so do this dance with me. Come and learn with me. Take a course with me. You can register online and make it easy, cause we gon' keep the vibe drunk.
Thank you for joining us on RB and Friends. We hope that you had fun learning about photography and the many creative career fields you can work in. Lots of students every year hone their creative skills right here at ACC and go on to do incredible things afterwards. You can always explore ACC's 10 areas of study anytime on the ACC website with the help of a parent or guardian. What's up? Oh yeah, remember, you can be anything you want to be. See y'all later.
Thank you.